Hey guys, this is Josh with Wireless Discovery. I just wanted to come back with a little Redux video on the Skullcandy Crusher wireless. I honestly cannot really put these things down, and it's sort of weird. Usually when I do a review, I test the headphones for weeks, but once a review is done, usually I put that set down and go back to something like the H8s and listen to that until it's time to start the next review. But for some reason, I haven't really been able to put these down. They keep just ending up back on my head. And it's kind of interesting because there are a couple things that I left out of my review initially, not on purpose, but I just failed to mention. There are some pretty big flaws in these headphones, but again, there's some pretty big pluses here too. One thing that I'd like to point out that I should have mentioned in the first review, and I apologize for this, the controls for skipping tracks forward and back are absolutely horrible. I should have mentioned this the first time through, but I did not. In order to fast forward a track or rewind a track, you have to use the plus or minus buttons, which is fine, but you have to hold them down for 2 seconds solid to skip the track, which is a huge waste of time. If you want to skip 3 tracks forward, not only do you have to hold the button down for 2 seconds, you have to let it go, and then hold it down again, and then let it go, and hold it down again, and let it go. You end up spending at least 7 seconds just skipping 3 tracks forward. That's, in my opinion, a really big waste of time, and I hate it. I, I honestly do not use the track controls on these headphones except to skip like one track if I find myself on a random playlist just shuffling around. I'll use my phone or something else to control the playback. But I just needed to bring that up because it is, in my opinion, a pretty big downside for these things. But I I just have to say they're really, really fun. They don't sound amazing, but they do sound really good. And maybe I'm giving Skullcandy a little leeway that I don't usually afford bass heavy headphones like Beats because of the adjustable slider. But I think that warrants a little consideration. I barely keep the slider up at all, maybe a third of the way at max, and I really just enjoy the sound and the feel of the music. I never go any higher than a third, like I said in the first video, but it's just a very enjoyable experience, and I don't know why, but it just keeps pulling me back. I've put these headphones down twice now since the first review, and they just end up right back on that stand in front of me. It's kind of weird, little off normal. But again, I should mention that these are fantastic headphones for their price point. They've actually gone down $10 on Amazon since I first reviewed them, so they're now $129.99. Very, very good value for the price. I highly recommend them still. Just wanted to bring up that track forward, track back issue since I think it could be a showstopper for some people, but not so much for me. Regardless, this has been Wireless Discovery. I hope you've enjoyed.